What I'm about to share with you might be the most important conversation you'll have about your financial future. I'm not here to talk about get-rich-quick ideas or fancy new schemes. I'm here to talk about something far more valuable: security. At 94 years old, I've seen it all: booms, busts, inflation, deflation, war, peace, and political chaos. And through it all, one truth has never changed: those who prepare early sleep soundly when everyone else is panicking. As we move toward 2026, the financial world is heading into a transition unlike anything we've seen in decades. Interest rates are unstable, national debt is climbing, and millions of Americans are leaving the workforce, shifting the entire flow of money in the market. I've seen this kind of setup before, right before every major shift in modern financial history. But here's the encouraging part. If you're retired or about to retire, there are certain investments that can keep you safe while still giving you a dependable income. They're not glamorous, they're not the kind of things that make headlines, but they're the exact kind of investments that keep you sleeping peacefully through storms. When I started investing, I learned that the number one rule is simple: don't lose money. The second rule: don't forget rule number one. These next few years will test both of those rules more than ever before. So today, I want to walk you through the principles I personally believe every retiree should live by before 2026. The first area you must protect against is inflation. It's silent, but it's deadly. Inflation doesn't crash your account. It quietly eats away your purchasing power until your savings buy half of what they once did. That's why I've always favored investments that move with inflation rather than against it. Certain government-backed securities are designed exactly for that purpose. They adjust their value as prices rise. It's not exciting, but it's the kind of protection that saved people in the 1970s when inflation destroyed fixed incomes. Back then, I saw friends who had done everything right suddenly struggling because their safe bonds became worth less in real terms. I promised myself I would never let that happen to my family or my investors again. The second lesson is about owning strong businesses that pay you to hold them. I'm talking about companies that have paid and increased their dividends for decades. These aren't speculative tech startups. These are the household names that have survived recessions, wars, and pandemics. They produce everyday essentials, things people buy regardless of whether the economy is booming or breaking. I've often said that I like to own businesses that an idiot could run because someday one will. Companies that can raise prices slightly each year, keep customers loyal, and still deliver profit. Those are the kinds of investments that make retirement steady. When I was younger, my mentor, Ben Graham, taught me to think like an owner, not a trader. Dividend-paying companies reward that mindset. They share profits directly with you quarter after quarter. If you reinvest those dividends when you're younger and live off them when you retire, you've created your own self-growing income stream. It's slow, but it's certain. And in retirement, certainty beats speed every time. Now, safety isn't just about what you own, it's about what you can access. I've always kept a healthy portion of my portfolio in short-term U.S. Treasury bills. They mature within months, not years, and they give me something far more valuable than interest: flexibility. During the financial crisis of 2008, when everyone else was selling, I had cash ready to buy. That's what allowed me to step in when the world was falling apart and make some of my most profitable decisions. Retirees can apply the same principle. Keep some portion of your money in short-term government-backed instruments that are liquid and safe. You'll sleep better, and when the next big opportunity appears, you'll be ready instead of panicking. Another pillar of a secure retirement is guaranteed income. I'm not talking about anything complex or speculative. I'm talking about simple, fixed, lifetime payments that can't run out before you do. The biggest fear most retirees have isn't dying too soon. It's living too long and running out of money. Having a portion of your savings converted into a lifetime income stream can turn that fear into peace of mind. The goal is simple. Make sure your basic living costs, food, housing, health care, utilities, are covered by guaranteed sources like Social Security and reliable fixed income payments. Then the rest of your portfolio can focus on growth and flexibility. Now let's talk about the power of boring investments. Over my entire career, I've found that boring is beautiful. Utilities, consumer staples, and essential service providers may not grab attention, but they deliver stability. People need electricity in good times and bad. They still buy toothpaste, soap, and groceries when the stock market drops 20%. These are the businesses that don't go out of style, don't go out of demand, and don't go out of business, and many of them pay dependable dividends year after year. When markets tumble, these companies don't fall as far. When markets recover, they climb back steadily. For a retiree, that's exactly what you want. Not roller coasters, just reliable, predictable returns. So how does all this fit together? It's like building a sturdy house. You have your foundation, safe government securities and short-term holdings for stability. You have your walls, strong dividend-paying companies and essential businesses for income and modest growth. And you have your roof, a guaranteed income stream that keeps you dry no matter how heavy the financial rain gets. When you balance these together, you don't just protect your money, you protect your independence. Let's talk about why timing matters. Between now and 2026, a number of economic changes are coming fast. Interest rates today are higher than they've been in over a decade, and that creates both opportunity and risk. If you act now, you can lock in income levels that may not be available a year or two from now. If you wait and rates fall, the same investments could pay you much less. The same goes for annuities, bonds, and even dividend yields. The window for locking in favorable terms is open right now, but it won't stay open forever. And then there's the policy side. By 2026, the U.S. faces potential shifts in tax laws, Social Security adjustments, and retirement account regulations. It's not fear-mongering. It's just the natural cycle of government and economics. Preparing now gives you control. Waiting puts you at the mercy of decisions made by others. Now here's something most people overlook: rebalancing. It's not a fancy trick, it's simply about discipline. Every year, review what you own. If one area grows too large, trim it. If another becomes too small, add to it. It's like tending a garden. You pull the weeds, water the plants that matter, and keep everything in proportion. That discipline, not luck, not timing, is what separates long-term success from regret. Over the years, I've seen people chase excitement and end up broke. I've seen others stay patient, steady, and calm, and they end up wealthy and free. The difference isn't intelligence, it's temperament. Retirement investing is 10% knowledge and 90% behavior. If you keep your emotions in check, you'll do just fine. Before 2026, I want you to take a hard look at your portfolio and ask one question. If the market dropped 30% tomorrow, would I still sleep well at night? If the answer is no, make adjustments now. You don't need to predict the future. You just need to prepare for it. Build around safety. Build around income. Build around certainty. And remember, wealth is not measured by how much you make when times are good. It's measured by how well you can live when times are bad. These 5 categories of investments have protected me through every major crisis of the past 7 decades. They're the same principles I'd give to my family if I weren't here tomorrow. Simple, steady, and safe. So as we head into this new chapter of economic uncertainty, don't look for what's shiny. Look for what's solid. Forget chasing the next big thing. Focus on keeping what you've earned. Because when your money is secure, your mind is free. And that's the real return on investment that matters most. Spend your retirement living, not worrying. Spend it making memories, not managing panic. Protect what you've built, prepare before 2026, and let time and discipline do the rest.